Hi and welcome to this tutorial. During the following minutes I'll show you step by step how to create a cool pixel RPG character with anime style, taking as reference already existing characters from very famous games and series. So pay close attention and enjoy this video. The main theme I'm going to use is the Japanese woman warrior, or Onna Bugeisha in Japanese, which were women living in the samurai era, trained in the art of different weapons like naginata, katana and other sharp weapons. I took some references on the internet to get the inspiration for my character. Photos of real women Onna Bugeisha, the weapons and especially what they used to wear. Once I have gathered enough reference material, it's time to let the inspiration flow. Let's begin creating a workspace of 128 by 128 pixels, basically a square. Once we have the canvas ready, we can use the magnifying glass to zoom in and zoom out the canvas, which makes it easier to see and work with the details during the process. To make pixel art in Adobe Photoshop, we basically need two tools: the pencil brush and the eraser. Let's set the pencil size into 1 pixel. Now get to the eraser tool and let's set it into pencil mode. I'll make a test with the pencil so you can see how it looks like. The following tool is optional, but sometimes it can be of great help to create pixel art. Let's get to the View, Show, and then Grid. This will create a grid pattern. However, to adjust it to pixel style, we need to do the following. Go to Edit, Preferences, General, and in the left menu, Guides, Grid and Slices. In this menu, we can adjust the size of the grid and modify also the color of it. Let's finally choose 1 per 1 pixel guides and let's click OK. And here we got the grid. Let's make a very fast test with the pencil. That's it. As you might know, Photoshop works with layers, so you can make different pictures in different layers. And when you modify one of them, it doesn't affect the rest of them. So let's create a new layer to get the character separated from the background. There are many ways to achieve the result that the artist is looking for. In my case, I like starting to describe an orientational shape with a black color, which will define the silhouette of the character. One of the many interesting tools in Photoshop is the option of changing the orientation of the current layer you're working on. For example, to create perfect geometrical pictures, you can just perform one of the halves and do the following. First, press the rectangle tool in the left panel. This is the selection tool. Select the left or right part of your picture by keeping pressed the left click on the mouse. Once you have the area selected, press the Delete button and you'll get the only half of your picture on screen. Now go to the layer panel, normally at your right, and press the right button over the layer you're working on. Then click on Duplicate. That created in a different layer an exact copy of the picture you're working in. Finally, go to the upper menu in Transform, Flip horizontally. That will automatically flip the layer, making a mirror image of the first half you've been working in. Let's adjust them a bit, and now we have a perfectly geometrical picture. The point is that each half is in separate layer, what means that if you work in one of them, the other one won't be affected at all. What to do in this case? Well, then let's merge them. Let's go again to the layer panel and while keeping the Ctrl key, click over the two layers. Release the Ctrl key and in the same spot, press the right click for the layer option panel. Then choose Merge. Now you have merged two layers into just one. Let's finish the silhouette now that we have it in a single layer. Okay, ready. Now let's create a new layer in which we will start doing the base color for the character. I also like to reduce a bit the opacity of the silhouette to begin with. You can reduce it this way. Now in a separate layer, let's begin creating the shape of the face with the base color for skin. We'll use the pencil for this task. Once we have the base color for the face, let's add it the silhouette with a bit more darker color like this brownish one. Also, now that we got used to the pixel size and scale, we can keep or remove the grid. In this case, I'd like to remove it. Let's finish this line for the face and let's move to another layer. I'll draw the face in it. I decide to make it in a different layer because this way I can move every element or modify it and it won't alter the previous work I've done in the previous layers. The eyes in anime style are very characteristic for the big size and the brightness in them. They are very expressive and we can achieve this result too with this pixel size. Once the left eye is finished, we can use the same procedure we used previously with the silhouette. Let's duplicate the layer and flip it. Now we can see how truly looks the face and add then the details in both eyes, like the shadow with this cyan blue for instance. Let's get to another layer to make the nose and the mouth. The nose in manga anime style, it's pretty simplified, usually with a very single shape. In this case I'm going to use a clearer skin tone to pop it out and make it look cute. For the mouth, I'll use a soft pink to make her look like a girl. However, since she's a warrior and is ready for the combat, it's more accurate to add her an intense face instead of a happy one. Now is the moment to make the shape of the hair. To make it anime and colorful, I'll use this dark blue and base color. Blue, green, pink and natural colors are very common in anime characters. I'll also paint the silhouette of the fringes with black. This way the hair stands out better. When the shape is ready, I'll add the characteristic brightness this kind of characters used to have in the hair. So, to make it contrasted, I'll use a different dark blue and paint it only this upper part of the hair and also the border of the fringes. The final detail is to add another blue on top of the brightness to make it shinier. We can add tweaks all the time here and there just to polish the result, so don't worry if it doesn't look exactly like you wanted previously. Let's get again to her eyes and let's make her green looking, so they will stand them out better. Remember that each part of this character is done in separate layers, so before making the tweaks, make sure you're in the correct layer. It's very common to work in wrong layers, and depending how, it could end up messing your work. Also, as a warrior, I'm going to add here a bandana with this soft blue, but also darkening the lower part since I decided that the light comes from above. During that, I've been using very basic tools like the pencil, eraser or the picking color. Now we are getting to the body. I'll use the same system as previously. Let's first paint the basic color of the doji, which is the combat jacket in Japanese. Let's use this soft cream color, which used to be a common color back then in the feudal Japan, and also makes a nice contrast with the face of the character. Let's do the shape of the chest with a darker color and finally add the silhouette too. Let's get to the pants. They are called hakama in Japanese. You can make them in a different layer or the same, it's up to you. Let's paint it with dark blue. Okay, now when ready, let's get to the belt, which is called obi in Japanese. I'll use a similar color to the bandana to keep the color harmony. Finally, let's make the jacket wider and add some highlights in the whole suit. I'll pick now the color of the face to make the hands that come out from the sleeves. I want to make the invisible layer with the original silhouette to see how it looks like. So you can simply click over the eye icon. Let's now paint the little feet that our lovely warrior has. I'll use this soft color, which is very close to the real sandals they used to wear. Now let's paint the shadows with a darker color. I think that she'd look better with a bit different hairstyle, so I'll get back to the hair layer and paint it with the way I like most, a bit longer. Let's add some tweaks here and there. Now I could leave the character as it is now, or go further and make an armor for her, which I will. Now, let's create a new layer and make her a red tone armor. However, the base color will be darker, so we can add highlights afterwards. Let's first paint the shape. And now the lower part has to be darker, because of the shadows basically. Now let's begin with the details. I want it to be an elegant armor, and because of that I'll add gold color to the borders. The gold color is not simply strong yellow, it has a lot of shapes and always has a strong contrast. That's why I'm gonna use brown and saturated yellow. Let's tweak the shape a bit, adjust it, and here we have the character finished. However, still needs a weapon, so let's make her a nice naginata. The color of the stick is usually black or brown. In this case, I'll go with black as a base color. This part can be done in gray already, since it is clearer than the stick, and that same color could work for the bright parts. Let's paint the details and add also gold color. Finally, the blade will be a bit curvy and has a blue metal color. Don't forget to paint the curved part clear, since it's the sharpest part. Now comes the final details and highlights, and here's our pixel Onna Bugeisha. I hope this video has been useful to you and you had fun watching it. Thank you.